PlayStation, Square Enix, and more showing up at Summer Game Fest. PlayStation makes a massive move, and Housemarque gives us a studio update. All that and more in today's video. Please like the video, subscribe to never miss a gaming update, and share the video to help grow our community. We'll also be going over comment of the day. Be sure to leave a comment as you could be featured in the next video. Now let's talk about Summer Game Fest, as it's been posted on the event's official X account that more than 60 partners will be participating in this year's Summer Game Fest when it takes place in Los Angeles next month. It's actually next Friday. PlayStation and Xbox are among the participants as usual, but this time Nintendo has returned to join the list of partners as well. Obviously, a really big developer here as well. Our publisher is Square Enix, but we've got some other big ones too, such as Capcom, CD Projekt. Just a ton. There's a lot. We're not going to list everything off, but this is going to be a very, very intriguing showcase, as we have some pretty big developers and publishers here. Now, obviously, they could have a big involvement or a minor involvement, but I have a feeling that we'll at least get a couple announcements here that could be very exciting. My wish list, straight off the bat, I'm going to tell you, I want to see anything Kingdom Hearts 4 related, anything Final Fantasy 7 Remake series related, and God, please give us that Final Fantasy 9 Remake. We just need its existence to be confirmed. That's all I'm asking for from you, Square. I don't know if you're going to do it, but hey, that's what I'm personally asking for. Obviously, CD Projekt being here as well, I'd love to see them show us more of The Witcher. I know they have The Witcher 1 Remake. They've also got Cyberpunk 2 confirmed to be in development, and then we've also got The Witcher 4, which is an exciting title coming from them as well. Capcom's got a lot going on. Pragmata, which we talked about in our last video, could very well be showing up here. At least NIXNE said that it would show up in the summer. So hopefully that's here at Summer Game Fest. And then we've also got Resident Evil that we're waiting on as well. Would be exciting to see that here. Xbox has got some stuff going on here as well. We'll see if they show up with Fable or anything like that, but I honestly don't know if they'll go all out and do that at Summer Game Fest when they have their own events going on. But of course, in PlayStation's presence, as far as Summer Game Fest goes, I could see them dropping something we already know about, right? I could see them doing like a Ghost of Yotei update, right? Like giving us a trailer for that game. I feel like it'd be a good spot for it to be here. I know Saros is another big title that I would love to see here, but then it makes me question if they've got their own thing planned for June, like we believe they do. Are they going to want to save some of these titles for that? And I would hope that they do, because I think it's important for their events to be bangers. Like they really need to be good, especially because we haven't had a showcase in such a long time. And then the last showcase was like really fell flat more than anything, just to put it bluntly. So I'm hoping that if they do show up here at Summer Game Fest, they give us something nice, but don't give away the whole farm, as if they have a state of play or whatever it is around the corner, that they're going to want to have something major to show us there as well, to make us feel like it was a worthwhile state of play or showcase or whatever they plan to do. I personally think it's probably going to be a state of play. I'm not holding my breath for a showcase, but even if it is a state of play, I'd like for them to give us something very valuable. I really hope we do see some good stuff here, and we'll definitely talk about it as we find out more information. Let me know what you're hoping for at Summer Game Fest. What do you think will be there, and what is your wish list? Now, next, we're going to talk about Sony's big move. They made a massive, massive move, and it started today. And basically, from May 28th to June 11th, Sony is reducing the price on various products on the PlayStation Direct store and participating retailers as part of its Days of Play campaign, including $50 off PlayStation 5 Pro in the US. There will also be a Call of Duty Black Ops 6 bundle, which comes with the PS5 console and a copy of the game. This will be available in both standard PS5 and PS5 digital versions, starting at $3.99 for the digital edition. And this comes after Xbox increased their prices. And this comes also after Nintendo revealed the price of the Nintendo Switch 2, and obviously that's coming out next week, I believe so. So now we're seeing Sony come out and say, hey, we're dropping the price of our consoles. Yes, that's right. Our PS5 Pro is going down in price. Our PlayStation 5 digital and disc versions of this standard edition console is also going down in price, and we're going to give you a game as well. And that is saying a lot, guys. This is not a small thing for them to do. This is during a time where everybody's like, man, it's, you know, these tariffs, man, they're killing us, man. We got to raise the price of everything. We got to raise everything up. And Sony's like, nah, man, we're going to drop the price of our consoles for the sale period, of course. And we're going to capitalize on this big moment. And I think that PlayStation is going to like increase their sales substantially. I'm telling you now that I think the people who were on the fence about a PS5 right now are likely going to dive in and grab that PS5 now. In fact, I implore that if you are looking for a PS5 or have been waiting, this is the moment to buy. It's only going to get more expensive. Despite what Sony's doing here, I don't think this is a permanent price drop. I think this is going to very much be a sale price, and then it's going to go up. And then it's going to go up again if the whole tariff situation doesn't clear, right? So really consider, if this is something you want, you go out to get that PS5 Pro. This is probably going to be the cheapest you're ever going to be able to buy it. At the moment, I don't know if Sony's ever going to do a major discount on it again. It's hard to say, especially with the way things are going right now. But this is huge for PlayStation. This is huge for Sony. This is going to really increase their market share, and it's going to really make a difference for their platform. I really think that this is going to be a big move for them, and we'll find out for the next quarter, I'm pretty sure. As far as I go, I actually bought a new PlayStation 5 Slim today for my son, and he now has his own PS5 Slim, and he's loving it. It's his first PlayStation console. He's been playing on a Switch 1 for a while, and yeah, he's really excited about it. And I think a lot of parents out there or people out there who are wanting to buy one for either a family member or themselves are definitely going to look at this a lot more as a possible purchase. The one thing I would have liked is for them to have an Astro Ball bundle or something like that. As Call of Duty obviously doesn't apply to everyone, but it is a very popular game, so I understand why they went out and did that anyway. But super smart move for PlayStation to go out and do this, Sony to go out and do this, and I think we're going to see a lot come from this. Let me know how you're feeling about this big move that Sony has made. Do you think it's going to make a difference? Do you think it's a big deal? Are you purchasing one on sale, or do you already have a PS5? Next, we're going to talk about Housemarque. There's a lot to say here as far as Housemarque goes and just how impressed I am with this studio. Ilari Kutanen and Gregory Loudon of Returnal developer Housemarque have revealed during an interview with Eurogamer at the studio's 30th anniversary event that it has no plans to develop live service or free-to-play games. Quotes, as long as people are buying premium games. They say, our philosophy is that our games are an experience for a certain time of your life, and you experience that within a few days or weeks or whatever. He added that the titles Housemarque develops are a bit like movies or TV series, which are designed for a particular phase of a person's life, and I believe that's really cool. You don't need to spend the rest of your free time with our games, he added. It's a unique experience. You have it, you get something out of it, maybe you come back to it, but you don't need to play it for the rest of your life. And I really like what's being said here. Number one, hey, we're going to make premium games. You guys want to keep buying them? We're going to keep making them. That's what we're going to do. We're not going to jump on this online live service situation. We're not looking for free-to-play experiences. We're going to make premium games, the art that we want to make. If you guys keep buying it, keep supporting it, we'll keep making it. And that is the fairest deal they can give us. If they're going to produce these premium games, we have to obviously reciprocate and buy these premium games for them to keep doing this. Otherwise, it would make no sense for them to do that, right? And for me personally, being that I really loved Returnal, it was actually my game of the year for the year that it came out. I really enjoyed the game, shocked me, literally blew me away. I did not expect to like it as much as I did, and it was phenomenal. And for me, seeing them have this motto of they don't want you to play their game forever or have to commit your life to it is refreshing. I don't like the idea of playing one game and only one game and having to come back every single week to that one game to keep up with the experience or to stay fresh enough to be competitive. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in one-off experiences that I can jump into, experience it, have a great time, and then move on to the next thing. And of course, in the cases like Returnal, a lot of us who enjoyed the game actually can jump back in and still have a blast, especially with the co-op feature and everything else that they've added. It's a lot of fun, and it gives us a reason to go back without having to force us to do it just to stay competitive in some situations with certain multiplayer games or for live service purposes, right? So I love what Housemarque is saying here and what they're doing here, and I'll definitely support them for as long as they make great games and they make premium experiences that I expect from them. But let me know what you guys think about what Housemarque had to say. Are you in agreement with this? Do you disagree? How are you feeling? Let me know down below. Now, lastly, we're going to talk about the comment of the day, and this comes from @Count Quackula8539. That is a badass name. He says, I think these live service games need a story or a campaign mode to appeal to a wider audience. And I think this is right on the money. I think that we look at games like Ghost of Tsushima, which had a Legends mode, which did really well. We look at games like The Last of Us Part 1, which had the multiplayer factions. Uncharted also had multiplayer. Like, this is something they have to do. I feel like when you deliver a good game that has a story mode or some sort of campaign, whether it be co-op, multiplayer, whatever it is, then you can also give it a multiplayer mode for people to stick around, right? But when you're looking at an experience that you want to sell to people and maybe more than just one audience, it's important to have something that's going to appeal to those who don't want to just do this PvP extreme intense matches, right? If you have something that appeals to them as well, the casual audience as well, then you can also grab the intense gamer as well. You need the hardcore dedicated gamer as well. But the problem is a lot of these games that are dropping don't offer that. If you have a PvE game, it's possible to get away with just having a multiplayer mode. But when you have a PvP game, it can really scare people off who aren't interested in super competitive modes, and they may not even understand just how competitive these games can be, because when you first jump into these games, or if you see a trailer, it all looks badass. But then when you realize that you have to play against other real people, that might turn you off, depending on the type of gamer that you're dealing with. So I definitely think that in the case of PlayStation, their live service push, if they did do that, I think it would work a lot better for them, especially because they are taking a lot of risks here as far as live service goes. Let me know what you guys think about all that. As always, also let me know what you think about Summer Game Fest, Sony's big move with the sales, and Housemarque's comments on making premium games and that being their way to go. Please remember to like the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and share the video to help grow our community. We're trying to hit 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I thank everybody who goes out of their way to do that. As always, I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Take care.